Hello guys. Hello guys, how's it going? Just testing things here. I guess I don't need this. We'll just check here. Testing things here. I guess I don't need this. Okay, volume is good. Yeah, sorry I was sick on Tuesday, guys. I think it was doing all the trunk and treats. Sorry, I'm just trying to... No channel found. Okay, I clearly have a landscape, right? Let's look. Yeah, I have a landscape. Instance lobby landscape call stack. Okay. No errors. We'll try that again. No errors. Okay. And I want my cluster foliage instance. And I want it to execute. And instantly, it runs into errors. Merge executes. Did not like that. Save, compile, surface to spawn, project surface. Sometimes things are a little bit hard. So this is the query channel. No channel name VCR foil intensity found. I lost my VCR foil density channel. Alright. So, to fill you guys in, last time we were working on our loading into our map with our guy where we could customize. The reason why we can't see him is our customizer is actually just too high in the sky. It is like up here, I think. So we just gotta lower these things. Is it pawn and stuff like these two? Yeah, so it's probably like this and this. We gotta like lower it kind of like more closer to the ground, and that might be better. Probably pull it out. The camera might have to rotate it or something. Put like there. Sure. There we go. We got our character and we can customize him like normal. And we have our kind of world here. Well, like that's what we wanted. We were just spawning, and I didn't touch the level in which we were doing. This is a side level. I didn't want to ruin the level that we were working on. So if I go to finding home levels, we have our base lobby. We could save all this stuff, sure. Which is still just this room, but instead of spawning in this room as our lobby, which has nothing to it, I wanted a world, a landscape, and stuff like that. So I realized, again, once this template comes out, which I heard is going to be coming out for 5.3, we finally got our template and things going. We got this, you know, stuff to migrate over, and I want to try to keep things as small as possible. This was all we were doing is working on this guy, but what happens when we finish that guy per se? Bring in the next like gameplay template, so on and so forth. But every single time we load up the lobby, we have this boring kind of map, and I really wanted to give it some sky, some land, some sea, some stuff. So if we're not changing maps, one of the biggest problems I have with plugins is when you want to update your game to the next version of Unreal, it is very annoying to upgrade, because plugins, you have to wait on the developer to update the plugins a lot of the time. But we won't have that problem because we probably won't be switching out of 5.3, even if 5.4 comes out and it's cool, 5.5 comes out and it's super cool. We probably will not be like updating with the flow as much as long as we get this template. We'll be just working on getting the game out there, right? So, doing that, I could finally get plugins in. And one of the big plugins that we're kind of wanting to work with was the voxel kind of plugin. And voxel moved to 2.0 as a 5 point Unreal 5. But 2.0 has a lot of different changes, and there's not much in the ways of knowledge on it, really. Like, so you get your home, you get your get started, and it's just like install voxel plugin, which was okay, easy enough. Shows you how to install it. Shows you that there's some changes, migrating, that there is no migrating. It says there's such does not exist, and so you really have to delete the old version and use the new version. Graph preview, it just kind of shows you just one node in the graph, and even in here, when I was going through some of the stuff in here, sometimes it actually feels like it's out of date according to the version that I have. You know what I mean? This is very, very bare bones. There's really nothing in here for the API. I'm sure they're working on it, but it's very, very, very bare bones right now. So I'm trying to figure out a lot of stuff myself. And the best, what they do give you is where you can figure stuff out. Is let's go to our content browser one here. Right click. You could add voxel content. So in our instance, we want the landmass foliage system because we got a landmass. We got some textures to it now, but we want some foliage to it. So we're going to add that. When we add that, we get this new voxel example folder. We get these kind of things here. And VCR foliage. If we open up this VS template, this is extremely similar, I believe, to what I have. Yes. And what I am lacking is this VR foils density. So it is a channel registry. So I don't have this. So what I would do is open up Windows 2 and I would go to this is foliage registry, so I'll actually just go to voxel here. Voxel channel registries. I'll make it a voxel channel registry. Registry. There you go. Registry. Reg is try. Okay. Voxel channel. Registry. Alright. We're gonna bring over here. Copy here. I don't like my prefixes before. I like it after. This is a foliage voxel channel register. Here. Channels, it has foliage density. Alright? Default to 1. That is it. Alright. So we'll check here. Click that. Save that. So I think that's what I was missing somehow. So we'll close a couple of these. Let's save this. Save this. I noticed this stopped yelling at me. So let's actually go back to our character customizer levels. And this is the demo level that we got. Density filter. No channel found. So that means I have to register this channel somewhere. Alright. Voxel example. We got a landmass example. It's probably in this VA's template. No. Landmass foliage. So this is where he does the surface. This is where he's using the cone. This is where he's doing collision. Sculpt. Get sculpt surface. No. It's for sculpting. So, open this up. We want to, in this, we're looking for the density. So, there we go, mass channel foliage density, and it's in the filter. So let's try to add that to our guy here, and that is in the mass channel and the spawn filter setting. Let's see if it's anywhere else. Well, it really doesn't like that for some reason. That's right. We didn't find anything there. I have the instance version. Filters. So we've chosen this channel here. And it definitely sees that this channel is chosen because this is an input that we've set in the actual graph itself. Cluster points, parents. I guess the easiest thing to do is steal his foliage. So we could delete this forage registry. Let cry for a bit. we could go to our mask channel, which was having problems. We could take his foliage density, the example that he gives us. We can see that we have trees now. So I'm not too sure how I lost that. If I hit delete, it doesn't show that's actually tied to anything. VGA mass sphere. It's a brush preview. But what I would do is I would go here and I would then move this here. Move here. And then I would change the name. I'm not going to use this level. I'm not going to use this foliage mask sphere, I don't think. Nothing broke. I'm not going to use this. Not this cone is just an instance of the template, which I'm not going to use. I am not going to use these three things. I'm not going to use that. So we go back out. We go back out. Make voxelized static mesh from the mesh. Create surface. Allow sculpting. Interesting. This I might not use. This is showing you how to get brushes and stuff. These actors arc mesh is in the mesh. Alright. I don't think I need this. Later on I might want to know how. It's gonna error because these things are, yeah, they're gonna be referencing each other. It's gonna yell at me, hey, this thing's referencing the other thing. It's like, yes. I don't want to either of them. There we go. And that is all set and good. We'll save these things now. But yes, I still have, if we open this guy up, all these lovely things. So I don't really want to dive too deep with us missing stuff. So if we go back into Find and Home, our levels, our base menu, right, and we still got our naked guy. So that's what we were looking into, I believe, last time. Now we could come back to this in a second. I just want to make sure, that's my texture, that if I go back to that level, now that I cleared the template, yeah, I still got my trees. Okay, everything's still loading. That's all I wanted to check. Alright, and we will go over some stuff in a second. So we were here, we got our main, we're going to be popping in our main menu. Then we don't want this naked bum showing up. And we were going through, I think, the player controller and stuff. The character, right? We were trying to get this saved character. And so this all threw me off, right? Handle a new player. Spawn actor. Possess actor. That's the lobby though. We're in the menu. So we don't need the lobby. I think we're just using the lobby as an example. We need to get the player state at some point, so we set that up. Get the macro library. PC base. I think this is what we are doing. On event. Or the construction graph. We were setting mesh. Yeah, on the construction right away, set meshes. So what its first thing to do, and if it is valid, it's going to get the CC saved variables, which are having morph targets, it has a preset, it has all the apparels and stuff like that. It's going to save the CC variables from the character customizer. And in order to have this preset must be valid. Because it's getting our preset. That's the first thing it does right after the construction, eh? Sees our preset is valid. So if I set our preset to female 1, compile and save, that would mean it be valid, no? Hit play. We're going to do a print string here. Hello. And a print string here. Goodbye. Because it's on the construction script, it'll just go to the Outlook window. So if we stop the output window, so on the construction, hello, 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 hello. So right off the bat, we are valid. Can we get the name of this though? Display name. So we go back to our output log. Male, male, female, female, male, male, female, 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 male, male. It's interesting that it seems to be changing back and forth. Getting the preset, we're getting the CC variables. So this is say female 1, right? And then we're setting these CC variables from CC1. Otherwise, get saved character. So I think I actually want to clear this. I'm going to do print string. Hello. So this is cleared. There is no preset data. So once we start, there shouldn't be anything. Output log. But it looks like there might be. Print string. It exists. So we're just gotta figure this out, guys. Let's figure out here. Wait for a second. We'll stop. Output log. It exists. So we're starting. It fails to set a focusable widget. That's fine. When it compiles, it says it exists. So, you know, no matter what, we boot it up. Even if we set the preset, the default preset. Oh, this is just called preset, not default preset. Set. It's in the options. Let's clear that, shall we? play button. Preset. We're going to clear that. And the preset is going to be, well, it's weird how the preset is. All right. Just wanted to test stuff. Yeah, it's still doing its thing. It's still clear. Oh, we ran it again. Ooh. It really doesn't like that, I don't think. It does exist. So, we could set this to CC female present 1, because it doesn't matter. It's going to do the valid anyway. This is just to confirm there's no error, because you can see it always does it multiple times, as if it's construction multiple times. So, could be running this construct a couple of times as it's flowing through. And for its preset, it's getting the character customizer saved variable. So let's go to our character customizer. Oops. Edit character customizer. We must have some defaults here. Doesn't look like it. Saved character. It's just blank. So if the preset exists, it can get all the stuff which could be blank and setting it to blank. Then load assets from the head and body and stuff like that, so that it just loads a blank character from the preset from wherever it was saved last. So somewhere in our CC when we were playing around. So again, because we actually named the same save as a bad mistake, and that's my fault probably, guys. If we go to Windows, browser, contents, we go to crowd demo. We actually have the same save file for everything. So when we play this, it's going to be our default guy. So it's actually saved as our default guy right now. Oh, whoa, whoa. That's is that because I It was just working on stuff. I don't know why it just stopped working all of a sudden. None accessing, trying to access BP admin. Oh. It has something to do with the character. Sorry. It has something to do with us touching the character. I'm guessing here. But since we have the guide, that's why it's showing our guy naked when we have the thing. Let's go to our saved. I'm going to close this while we do that. We're going to clear some of our save data, bring it back up, see how things look. In the meantime, what we were looking to do was this voxel world. Actually got to open the voxel world, and we have to save. No, we're gonna have to try to compile it. We're going to look at doing something with green nodes. Reconstruct, 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 reconstruct. So this is 5.1. So this is the old voxel program. We'll save this. And voxel recreate nodes. Oh wow, there has some problemos. And the objective is to get some sort of outcome like this. So we're going to construct node. Set output value, reconstruct node. Reconstruct node. Oh, looks like it's done. should be able to delete this too. Let's generate a lot of new save stuff. Reconstruct node. And I can't show you this because it's broken. Reconstruct node. If I could get it all fixed up, we will show you guys whenever we're taking a break from the main one. Reconstruct node. Looks like I'm going to have to move these guys back. And we might have to move this guy down. Reconstruct node. Reconstruct node. Reconstruct node. I have to move these guys back. And might have to move these guys down. Which have to move these guys down. There we go. Just to make things look nice. Reconstruct node. Reconstruct node. Floor multiplier. Okay, we put this here. Reconstruct node. Reconstruct node. Looks like that would just go there. Reconstruct node. And we'll finish with this guy. Oh, input is out of date. There we go. And we can save this. Close this. And save this. Oh, we lost our trees again. But that same thing. Not found. Interesting. But it's right there. Oh. Alright. I think it had the old one saved. Do we hit play? Do we have our guy running? Ooh, just a crash. Restart the engine. Interesting. So we do recreate node. Oh, some more stuff to fix. That's fine. We let it sec to boot up. Give it some time to think about its life. Reconstruct node. Reconstruct node. preview. So that's what that's for. Move that over here and over here. I want the input there. I want the preview somewhere there. Construct node. Value. Construct node. Oh, value is actually on this side. Oh, I see. That seems a little bit better. And we'll line that up. Looks a little bit better. It's not value. Wow, another one, eh? Alright. We'll minimize this again. See if we're going to cause that same problem. Now we started it and we have trees off the hop. Crash. This definitely has to do with the character customizer stuff we're touching. But I don't remember doing much changes to it. Should bring in our guy here. Oh, interesting. We did change something. We must have changed something. Because that's why the animations and stuff no longer are working. It's trying to get some sort of input from somewhere. That's fine. So we're going to have a little bit of lag here. What we're going to do is we're going to close this because I don't think we've done anything too important. We're going to open up our Epic. Updates available, but not be for CC. See if I can scan through quickly. Of course, it's going to be near the top, maybe. Or I missed it. I'm trying to go too quickly. I wish it just took you to whatever was updating. But we're going to go to character customizer. Oh, it's a create project. It's a create project, eh? This hopefully is the new one. No, this is Unreal 5.11. Darn. Oh. Can't really stop it now it's going. We'll go back to this voxel thing, wait for it. But what I was gonna do is I was gonna see if we could just migrate it in. But this must have been the old template, the trial. So I'm gonna have to create a project. 5.3. Latest. Or that wouldn't be good. Character customer 5.3. Browse. Here. Unreal projects, and we'll just have it here. But it's going to create it. In the meantime, we should get rid of this one because we don't need that guy. And in the meantime, we'll go back to this and reconstruct. Oh, it's already 10 o'clock. Darn. When I was a kid, this is why I started going into code. So I figured I wanted a job that the time flew by. Then as I got older, I realized that's not always a good thing. Though the day would go by quick, technically it doesn't feel like you've got much done, which really sucks. And it's also hard to show off your work to show that you've done much when it doesn't feel like you, I mean, when it takes so much. Oh, there we go. So hit play here. There we go. You're generating voxel island, and with cave systems and stuff like that. You'll notice there is brown here. That's to represent like copper mine or whatever. There we go. There's a lot of tasks to build. Now, there's two things that Voxel 1.2 doesn't do that Voxel 2.0 does. In a sense, is Voxel 2.0 is more of a as an endless version where the map will just can go forever. As well as it supports nanite foliage. Now, if we just get a map generation like this, we could just kind of do our own foliage, I think, by placing trees and stuff down ourselves. Let's see that. If we go to the foliage tool, content drawer, we go to static meshes, you just grab a tree, we pop it in here, and I guess it doesn't really see it as a mesh. Remove, fill, erase. I see. When you're hovering over the rocks, that's the only thing it really sees as. So yeah, you could put a tree on the rock, but it doesn't really see the voxel landscape as a surface. So you couldn't really paint trees on. You almost have to like place them manually. So we couldn't use the voxel 2.1 and have nanite trees. They just wouldn't show up. But you can see this is we could speed up the camera a bit. This is like a grassland, and then you go over here, you kind of have like a temperate kind of like desert kind of, or like I guess like a dry area, like a area. Then you got like a desert. You got some canyons and stuff. You have this giant island with multiple biomes and things like that because it's actually quite big, right? It's kind of ideal. Since the 2.0 doesn't actually support nanite. I mean, sorry, the 1.2 doesn't support nanite. You'd have to have these like really heavy trees everywhere. So I think what I need is something like this here. And do this but in the 2.0 version, which will be complex. Alright, we gave it some time. I'll have to empty my recycling bin later. Should be able to open this guy up now. Darn. This one happens when you're sick. Because for the life of me, I can't remember what we would have changed. But this is the whole point why there's certain packs that we might not actually alter too much. And there's a couple of the big ones. Ultra Dynamic Sky, so we get all the updates from that, I guess. Character Customizer, so any of the updates or changes we get from that. And plugins are plugins, we don't have to worry about those. And I guess the other big one is actually the template itself, right? So we're gonna just take this, we're just gonna hit migrate. We just want the game, nothing else. Say okay. Unreal to be migrated. We have this, and we just click our content folder and we select. And yes, we're gonna rewrite over everything because we broke something. I'm just gonna migrate everything over. Yeah, so my goal was to really get, since I have the voxel plugin, it'd be really cool to have voxel stuff where we could shoot it, destroy the landscape, make caves, and all that sort of stuff. The other big plugin I have is for my oceans and lakes, in oceanology here. But those are plugins, so we won't be touching them anyway. They're going to be in the background in a folder that we don't really see. Sure. So again, we're looking at this guy. Okay. So here we go to all content, ocean, infinite. There we go. We'll just drag that out. Minimize, minimize. And we'll just hit 0. 0, 0. So we speed up our camera. You see we have our ocean here. Now the quality's not the best because there's a bunch of stuff I'd have to change for it to really look good. But if we click the ocean, 100, 200, there you go. Actually, it's not bad. We just need to take out the voxel ocean. So we don't need, don't think I want to be shooting the water much. Linux. actually need 300, 500. There we go. This way you could still have a lot of the cave systems here specifically are kind of flooded in, but you can still have some cave systems. And maybe that's what we do. We actually just lower the water to like -500, for example. And then when we're going in something like this, or we're in a cave system here, we could have more of a cave system. You can see water down there. And you still have the different biomes and everything like that, and cliffs and mountainous areas. As you can see with this huge thing with multiply diversity, when you scroll down, it takes a second to bring stuff in, but it is loading in the foliage, right? And again, it has this buffer time so it can, you know, keep the good frame rates. Because again, it doesn't support nanite, so it needs time to edit all the meshes and everything like that. Real projects, all right. Where, as you've seen with the other one, the trees and everything just are kind of instantly there, and they kind of move with us, and it kind of builds out the map as we go. And now once you start using noises, so I'm using a 2D noise right now. Once you use a noise, it generates a map, and I haven't seen what happens when you try to go past that map, but it makes it so you're no longer infinite. Whereas if you don't have like full-on noise, then your landscape, I know for sure, is just infinite. I think the landscape will just be infinite. Just I'll have to check. It's the base island. Desert. Set value, set height. If LOD 3. If LOD is greater than 3, then it goes with the terrain. Else, it goes with the cave or the beach. The beach. This just the cave stuff here. Alright. Yeah. Not too sure about the cave system right away. If we get just a basic kind of landscape. And that's what I'm trying to work on with 2. And this looks like it's done. So we can close this here. Should be able to go back to our migrated. And see what happens. So we have all this stuff again. Oops. That's fine. Actually, we could just do it here. Crowd spawner. We didn't want all the crowds. We just want one crowd. Crowd noise is fine. Pulse processing and wind. They're fine. Bench. We only really want one bench. And we'll just call it park bench. The rest we get rid of. Nav mesh bounds volume. That's the one we want. We could delete the rest of them. Grid. We could get rid of. We can get rid of that folder. These grids we can get rid of. Which means we can get rid of that folder. We can get rid of these. Sure. We keep some. Now we get rid of the elms. And the ferns. And the wall lights. And the planes. And the planting boxes. And street lights. The door sign character and stuff like that. And what we did is to go to content folder browser 1. One of the things that we won't be getting rid of is ultra dynamic sky. We won't be touching any of this stuff. It's super complex. He has a lot of different things that he does, and we just drag and drop the sky in there, and we'll set it all to 0, 0, 0. And we'll just drag and drop the weather in there. And again, we'll do 0, 0, 0. And manual weather states we don't want to touch. Basic controls, we'll just hit the clear skies. And again, seasons, we'll use the date. So yeah, it's fine. And we will use random weather, and we will start with random weather. And I really don't even know. There's so many options there. Yeah. This is material effects we don't need to touch. Wind direction. Yeah, so we could take out. Did we take out wind? Yeah, we'll take out wind direction. Probably post processing. We leave that up to ultradynamic sky to do that kind of stuff. And so that's going to be that. That's going to be all set up. Next thing we needed to do, since ultradynamic sky is pretty much set up, this is browser 2, browser 1. Was yeah, we could just go straight to finding home, our voxel, and we had the lobby set up. Boom. That's all it is for us to do our lobby setup. It's just a quick drop. And for the voxel graph, we will just drop it to 0, 0, 0. And you can, and we'll go into the voxel graph a bit here. Clearly, it's a little too high. Well, not minus 8,000. I'm gonna minus 500. That's right there. Do like minus 600. There you go. We can probably adjust that later or something. And then there's our bench and everything else. That's that. And then all we would do now, save, is we would go back to that content browser 1. Go to all ocean infinite, drop that in, and close that. Open infinite, we're going to do minus 1,000. There. So we got our trees and stuff. So now let's see if we hit play. No crash. So we did fiddle with something. Everything's back to working though. There's a couple things we're going to look at here. First is our graph here. So we have our graph. So this is as simple. So you have a zoom out. This is as simple as I was able to get with version 2.0 with the graph. Float none. I think I was trying to set something up here at some point. And so the marching cube is pretty much your landscape, and I gave it the landscape material, and the landscape material itself doesn't actually do anything, and the land itself doesn't actually show up unless you register it to a channel. So then I register it to a channel. I say the surface height is at 0, and I give it my surface material here, which also references this surface material. That's how I get my surface material. And if I open this up, you can see there it references that surface material, and it has a top kind of couple textures here. There's the normal, diffuse, and height. Color tip is just white, and size of the texture, and that's the size and stuff like that. So you can see the bumps in the moss here, and you can see the rocks there. So what I would try to be doing is taking something like the Brushify set maybe and applying it to there. That would take some knowledge and some practice and stuff. And this is again just doing that simple 2D noise, and you can see how much different the grid is compared to this guy. If I open up my voxel world here, you see how much different it is than in comparison. And then this is my stuff here. So I was just playing around with the trees. I got this tree in here because I realized I was having some problems. But before I was doing don't spawn, I had this saved, and we just had our trees kind of like that, you know what I mean? Which is fine. But really, the way we want to be doing this is this shouldn't be our trees. This should kind of be our trees. So I'm going to hit plus. What can I do? Yeah, I can. So we have small, we're going to do medium, cedar, and cedar, large. There we go. And in here, we're going to do grass instead, actually. Grass. Short. And then we're going to go to where this grass is. We got our foliage, we got grass. Right, get some dry grass, short grass, and long grass. Got some branches here. Got some clovers. These are good. Clover 1 and 2 maybe. So we'll go back to this here. We'll do clover 1 and clover 2. I don't know about the branches. Why can't I stick the branch in your trees? Flowers maybe. We could do some flowers. So we'll do it's not liking me. Stop. No, I know. Flower. What was it? Flower 2. Flower 2 pink, flower 2, yeah. Flower 2 blue. Flower 2 pink. And we'll do flower 2 yellow. There we go. Gotta have some weights for these. For weight for 1, it's just 1. Which would probably be grass, a lot of grass. Or like, we'll do like 0.8. Well, so there's not much overlapping. We'll do like 0.4 for the clovers, 0.3 for the second clover, maybe. Or maybe 0.3 for both of them. I do 0.2, 0.2, and 0.2 for that. Then we'll save this guy. That's some grass. Clovers. Alright. So we did a lot of looking at the template. We're going to just save this, close it. Now that we have the map open, we might not be going back to the template. Well, we might. It's, if we look at the template, it'll be going back to the island stuff, so that's what we'll be doing. No. Distance influence. We'll do like 100. And do like 50. So now if we hit play, we got this nice meadow of grass. The overlap I don't think is actually that bad, so I think we close this for now. I think we'd actually just hit 1 for the grass. We just want the grass to be guaranteed everywhere. There's some spots where it's not, and I find sometimes it just needs like a sec to like reload. We have to do some changes in here for it to really reload. So we are going to do clusters now, and we have to, I think, have weights. Now, we do want these trees to spawn a little bit farther from each other. And then we want the overlap to be 500. Hmm. this, no complaints. So then, yeah, so we were going over this. So again, we have our query for our marching cubes, which is supposed to generate the landscape. And to do that, we got to register a channel. And then we also just have, as you can see, our foliage, which is an instance, which we could set up here. We could set a lot of our variables. In order to set up our variables, we have to actually have a graph where we've actually built what this instance is. This is just the initial point where we get the spawns and all that stuff, the queries, the surface, the bounds, what channel. Again, we're getting the foliage channel that we had set up, which is just a value of 1, and all that stuff. Then we have the output. And for some reason, again, 2.0 oh, it's just taking a sec to load. It's doing like a little timer thing. Okay. Slope distance. So again, this stuff here, the mesh settings, the spawn settings are for the mesh. So you're gonna have these grass and stuff like that. Collision settings, we'll do no collision on this. And then there's spawn settings. We just went over that. I want the grass kind of everywhere. We could actually just have no overlap removal. And the distance, yeah, like 100 centimeters apart. See how that looks? Performance, render distance, and fade distance. You know what I mean? Pretty generic. Transform, scales uniform, which should align to the surface. We're just having it. We'll do like actually. See how it looks with 0. I had it -10 for the trees, but we might want the grass to be just 0. Zero's fine for the grass. Sorry, 0's fine for the grass. By default, we're going to be using our same cluster graph for the cluster. But we also have a little bit more like scatter radius, scatter points, mesh, might do like 25 or maybe even 5,000. So I get these really spawned spread out where the forests are. Performance settings the same. Transform. We do want to do -10, so the trees are kind of in the ground a bit. And again, use default cluster settings. This is for this, right? So this cluster setting would be for doing another cluster. And this is actually just an endless loop because it's an array. So I could just keep adding clusters to clusters to clusters forever. Every time I hit should, it will add another cluster, give me an availability for another cluster in this. If we hit play. So something there was really chugging. Usually haven't seen it that bad. But this is where I'm just using this map as a test. And every single time we load in, we'll be getting changes. Change this back to 500. See if it's that. Some of the numbers, it's trial and error. But the 5,000 should be how spread out the tree clusters are. So the characters just fall into the ground. Like that. So landscape's not even loading now. Block all. Sure. Let's actually check what the collisions are on this. Show simple collision. Show complex collision. I don't think complex collision's that bad. So for these guys specifically, we will go to collision complexity, use complex collision as simple collision. Save. So that's the collision we'll be using. And if we hit play, now our character will fall to the ground. Whoop. 16. Whoa. We could actually set this down to 1. There we go. Player start. We will get this kind of on the edge. There we go. Didn't make it. We started off like just loading everything right away. I've never seen any problems, and then as time went on, it went we're just not even loading up at all. So. But this is the test we wanted to do beforehand. Maybe we don't want all of these guys here either. We'll just stick with the grass for now. Still want some clusters of trees because that's what we're testing. We'll come all the way up and let it play. Is that the TV? That we left in there? Oh, that's the door sign. So yeah, we'll have to figure out what is going on with this. We can go to the landscape here. Clear sculpt data. I think 2.0 has been having some problems. But I'll be looking into this and trying to fix it. For now, we'll go back. Like I said, the other thing we were working on while I was fooling around with that, finding home levels, was this main menu level. I think what we're going to do for this, we're going to delete the character and save that. We're going to go back to the other level, see maybe if that actually fixes our weird problem that we're having too. Nope, still water and no landscape. Odd. But we are going to pick up this CC start. We already have a player start. We're going to pick up the CC start actor. Let's Control C. You don't need these other ones here. And we'll go back and we'll just keep it simple. Finding home levels. And we'll hit paste of the CC start actor. And we'll move it over here, so this will be 0. Try 0 and 0. There we go. And we'll hit start. Alright, and then we'll go back to the other map. Content browser 1. Content CC levels. We have some landscape. Interesting. Okay, what we are doing here is we are going to world settings, look at the game mode here. We're gonna open that up. I'm gonna copy that. And where's that copy? And then again, we're gonna go Windows. Oh, we're gonna close the game mode so we don't have any complications. Go to browser 1. Finding home, levels, main level. We're going to open our main level, game mode, add the blueprints. And at begin play. Or handle new starting player. Nope. That's pretty much it, guys. We'll just connect this and do a quick test, and then hopefully we could continue on from here. Using the remote nodes, but he's sticking it inside the other node. Super weird. Alright, we'll compile here. Let's save. And we'll hit play. There we go. All we want to do is make sure we hide the other interface. So we'll hit quit. And we'll take the CC start. And we just got to make sure everything is actually working. We want to rotate it 180 degrees. Save. Hit play. There we go. So all we have to do is take out this menu here. Hit quit. We are looking for the CC tag. We're spawning the pawn and possessing it. Then on possession, we are creating the menu. And again, this will break whenever whenever we go to, if we have to do an update and we have to bring in character customizer again, we'll have to do this kind of fix. So switch on mode, customizer and apparel mode. Just gonna make the widget and do all the button stuff. Otherwise, if it's lobby mode, it's going to do nothing. And we'll see if that works. There you have it. Now we got our character in the menu. Not naked. And then we could do a further test for when we're gonna log into the lobby mode. We go host, and we go to host lobby. Oh. Can't move. It's probably to the character stuff. But we'll look into that next time. So now that we have a character and everything set up, we'll look into that. Alright guys, thank you guys for watching stream. And again, next and we'll we'll get everything figured out next time. Thank you guys for watching stream, and I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Ciao for now.